Stop recording. A pink circle with a white circle and a white circle in the center. Stop duration. Stop recording. Button. An illustration of a pink circle with a white square in the center against an orange background.
Hi everyone. So I'm recording this with my iPhone, full disclosure, mainly because I need a device to do that. And I'm going to stick the video up on YouTube. So this is going to be about Android. So I've kind of had a long sort of month. I've been recovering from my surgery and that's been going well. But I mean, as far as well as I can. And during that time, I decided I got bored with iOS and I got bored with some of the decisions that Apple's making in regards to the child protection thing. They're planning to do remote device scanning on your actual phone. Now they've held that feature up so far. Who knows whether or not it's going to come out, but I don't like that. And the reason I don't like it is because not that I have anything to hide, but I just don't think it's somewhere that Apple should be going, especially when your main focus is privacy. And then there's lots of things where Apple is helping other governments do more malicious things to citizens. And, you know, I don't know. I just see this being a huge problem for Apple. And I just wanted to check out other things, to be honest. So somebody was selling a Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, and I decided to go ahead and buy it. I went through a week where I kind of liked it, and then I was like, no, this isn't going to work for me. And I put it down, and I switched my SIM back to my iPhone, went back to iPhone for about a week, and I started missing some of the things that the Galaxy Note let me do, accessibility-wise / other, and I jumped back to Galaxy. And there are things I miss about iOS. I mean, I don't think either system is perfect. I mean, iOS has issues with VoiceOver that they've let go for 2 or 3 years now, and it appears they don't seem or care to fix. Yes, they are introducing new features, and they're being innovative in that way with OCR, and the new group mode is kind of interesting. But I feel like they're not addressing some of these issues, and these issues are big issues that people just ignore for the most part. I mean, the biggest one I think that annoys the hell out of me is Bluetooth. Bluetooth audio on iOS is a nightmare, and it really is awful. I mean, and what I'm talking about is if you have a Bluetooth device connected, like a speaker in particular, it doesn't do it with headphones. It's not a problem, but a speaker, what happens is audio. So it'll be talking normally, like it'll say 355, and as you're flicking, it'll sound normal, and then all of a sudden it'll just start yelling at full volume through the phone. So reading an article while connected to Bluetooth is a no-go. It's too annoying, and I actually would argue I would rather listen to VoiceOver at one volume through the speaker than deal with that constant going up and down stuff. I just think that is inexcusable. It's something that Apple has to know about. I mean, I've reproduced it and showed it to Apple Accessibility several times, and they've not done one damn thing about it. And it's utterly frustrating. But I'm going to get off of that. So I just think Bluetooth audio, now if you AirPlay, you don't have that issue, but I mean, AirPlay doesn't work if you're out and about or if you don't have a Wi-Fi network to connect to. So it's not always an option that you can utilize or use. So I want to show you something on Samsung that's kind of cool. So by default, I'm going to go ahead and unlock my phone here. So you hear TalkBack. And there we go. I'm going to go ahead and I'm doing a 3-fingered swipe to get to my rotor. And I'm going to slow down the speed here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my JBL Bluetooth speaker. Now, on first appearance here, it is not going to sound any different
YTTV.
than
volume set to 40%.
than
Double tap to activate.
iOS.
Double tap and hold to long press.
In a
Actions
sense.
available. Use tap with 3 fingers to view.
So it's actually going through my Bluetooth speaker now. Now, if I, there's an app called Sound Assistant. So I'm going to touch on my home screen.
YouTube. YTTV. Sound Assistant. Double tap to activate.
There's
double
Sound
tap and hold to
Assistant.
long press.
I'm going to
Actions
double
available.
tap.
Sound Assistant. Navigate up button.
And I already have what I'm looking
Double
for
tap to activate.
on,
Double tap and hold to long press.
but I want to just show you it. Now this
Media
is
manner mode. When your phone is set.
This is something exclusive to Samsung phones. There are other Android phones, I think, that have a feature like this, but...
Concert hall. Simulate the reverb. Multi-sound.
So you can come in here...
Multi-sound. Looking for something else. 19 of 19.
do a lot of different tricks as far as sound goes. In fact, when you have Bluetooth headphones on, you can actually control how loud an app is. So like if say I'm listening to Sirius XM and TalkBack is of the same volume, I can come in here and turn Sirius XM down, sort of like a Windows sound manager.
App sound.
All right, so
looking for something else. Separate app sound.
this is what I'm looking for here. Separate app sound. As you heard, Bluetooth low energy cut off TalkBack there for a brief second. Another annoying thing about Bluetooth, but regardless, so separate app sound is what you're looking for. It's at the very bottom. I'm gonna double tap on that.
Separate app sound. Separate app sound. Play media sound from one app on a different audio device. Make sure you choose an audio device that's different from your main audio output device. 2 of 5 in list. 5 items.
What we're doing here is basically I can tell it to have one app go to a device. And you can actually choose, like say for whatever reason you wanted TalkBack and every other sound to go through the Bluetooth speaker, but then you wanted like music, an app to come through your phone, you can go that way. But that way, of course, I don't really understand why anybody would do that. What I do is I have everything stay on the phone except one app. So here we go.
On, switch, turn on now.
So
double tap on.
Turn
switch.
on now, it's on.
Double tap, tune in radio, 3 of 5.
So right
double
now,
tap to activate.
The app is set to tune in radio, which is fine. I'm going to leave it on that because, but I'm going to go ahead and open this up here just so you can see. I've actually added apps to this.
Navigate up, button,
so
app.
we have.
Select a multimedia, not checked. Radio button, Apple Music, 2 of 10. Not checked. Radio button, Chrome, 3 of 10.
So we have some apps
double
in
tap
here
to activate. Double tap and hold to long
I
press.
could choose and have it be that. But I don't really care about that right now.
Back button,
I'm going to
out
hit
of
back. We'll just use tune in radio for this demo.
Play media sound, turn on now.
Now we're going to do, I'm going to go
on,
past.
Tap, tune in radio, audio device, Bluetooth device, 4 of 5. Navigate up, button,
Okay,
out of
perfect.
list.
So we got everything set up
Double
the way
tap
we
to activate.
want.
Double
Now
tap and hold
here's
home,
what
button,
we need to do. I'm going to go back to my home screen, and I'm going to bring up my notification bar by either swiping 2 fingers down or doing the TalkBack gesture.
Wave radar,
Now,
71 to collapse.
what I'm looking for
expand button. Collapsed. Audio output. Smart things.
is smart things here.
Expand
I'm
button.
going to expand that.
Collapsed button. JBL charge 4. Tune in radio selected. This phone.
So
double tap to activate.
what I want to do is click this phone, and
Verizon.
you hear TalkBack now
Home button.
come back to my phone. So all of my sounds now are on my phone, and it's a normal.
Double tap and hold to long press.
It's a normal phone experience. Now, however, when I launch TuneIn,
Page 5 of 6. Prima in pager.
let's see.
Tune in radio.
Here we go.
Tune in radio.
When I launch TuneIn, it's going to actually play a station here. It should launch a station. I may have to actually tell it to play something.
Logo.
Yeah, I'm going to have to tell it to play.
Profile.
I changed my setting.
Premium.
Okay, so I'm going to click Premium. Just so we don't get into trouble, I'm going to play a college football game.
Navigate up button.
And
search. Car mode. See live events. See more.
We're going to hit See More on live events. And TuneIn doesn't really take out these games that have played. So I'm going to scroll.
Charleston Southern Buccaneers at East Carolina Pirates. Live Q1. CCH.
Okay, that one's live. So we're going to click on this game. I don't know either of these teams, quite frankly.
East Carolina football.
East Carolina football. Let's see what those announcers sound like.
Last time on College.
And we get the TuneIn little beginning thing here.
So we brought in.
Now again, this is coming. That's coming through my Bluetooth speaker. So I'm going to turn this up so you can hear this.
And we put. And imagine the beginning.
I'm going to turn it down.
Jump, playing on a boombox.
And then this is my phone.
Yes. Navigate up button.
To do our layup drill.
So I can hit home. And now I can even control my accessibility volume separate. So say I wanted it louder. I'm going to turn up my phone here. I hold a finger on my screen
YouTube.
and then just hit the volume up key.
Play Store. YouTube.
And as you can tell, my phone got louder, and the Bluetooth speaker is still where I have it. Now, on the Bluetooth speaker, I'm going to just hit the volume up key,
Passes in their opener against the Citadel.
and that's the game. And I can just like browse my email, I can get on the internet, I can do whatever I want, and have sound exactly the way I want with no damn crazy blaring up and down stuff happening. It works the way it's intended. This really is beautiful and has made like listening to college football on Saturdays just so much better. I find myself using Bluetooth speakers again. I actually had stopped because of that whole iOS stuff. I have a Sonos Roam, and I would only use it in AirPlay if I were to ever like stream anything, just because the Bluetooth thing is so bad on iOS. And I just wanted to show, like, this is really awesome and gives you so much more control than you have on iOS, quite frankly, using Android. And I'm going to probably try to do this once in a while, put out some videos, demything the truth of Android and accessibility. I think Android is getting along. I think both systems have bugs. But I'm actually enjoying my time with Android. It's actually been fun, and I probably will switch full time. And it really is. It's just fun. Like I'm gaming on Android. I'm doing all these things. There are things that, like I said, there are things that I think iOS does better, and there are things that Android does better. I don't think one side is necessarily better than the other, but I think we need to stop assuming that Google is just bad. I don't hear many blind podcasts, or I don't hear many blind people advocating that, hey, Android has come a long way. Yes, there is still a way to go, but this is usable depending on what you use your phone for. Personally, I use my phone as basically a huge media device. And I also use it for some productivity as well. And I can still do those things with Android. It took me a long time to find an email client that I liked. I actually have settled on Outlook. I like it. It gives me the ability to kind of select things quickly and delete things quickly. The other email apps I've tried, like Aquamail and Google Gmail, they've all been a little bit sluggish when selecting messages. It just feels like I don't know. There's not that. I think what happens is when I double tap and hold on Outlook, I enter what's called selection mode. And then anytime I just double tap on a message, it's selected. Where in Aquamail, you ultimately have to double tap and hold each time you select something. So you get that like extra little hesitation there as you're double tapping and holding. And I think I just kind of prefer Outlook to that for that reason. Outlook does kind of have a few quirky issues on its own, but it is probably the closest I think I've found to something I can tolerate and live with. But there's lots of choices, and I think, if you're a person that likes to tinker, I think Android is a lot of fun. If you're somebody that just wants something to work, it just works, like the old Apple slogan, which probably isn't so much true anymore. Maybe Apple is the better way to go for you. I just think it kind of depends on the kind of person you are. So hopefully this video and audio helps, mainly audio, I guess, because I didn't actually turn the camera on. But hopefully this audio helps you sort of learn a little bit about how Android works. And just remember, if you're buying an Android device, because a lot of people don't tell you this, every Android device you buy is going to be different depending on who makes it. So for example, Google makes the Pixel line. That's very vanilla Android, as they call it. It's, Google makes the hardware. They also make the software. Every other Android version has some skin variant on it. So meaning you're getting extra things. And these extra things can be good. They can also be bad, especially when it comes to accessibility. You can have variant issues that you could run into. I remember I had an HTC back in the day for work, and it didn't have Gboard on it on the installation screen. And they had this HTC Touch PAL keyboard thing, and it wasn't accessible. I couldn't type my email and I couldn't do anything. It would just say button, button, button as I slid my finger across. That's not Google's fault. That's ultimately the device maker's fault. So it's kind of another thing too, where you kind of have to ultimately do a little research on your own, or reach out and ask people, hey, do you know if this works? Anyway, hope you guys are staying safe. Haven't done one of these in a while. Just thought I'd put something up real quick.
Stop recording. Stop recording.